Hi everyone, my name is Bess and this is my presentation on the best practices in game-based learning from Carly Finth's book, Teach Like a Gamer. These are the top 4 or high scores and best practices that stand out as most applicable to me in my current job. I have used and am continuing to use these because of how much of a difference I see and believe they make. I'll identify what those are here and then go more in depth about them on the next page. First is number 6, which has to do with feedback, and that it should be consistent and continuous. Next is number 9, has to do with multiplayer design or including teamwork and collaboration. Third is number 16 and has to do with balancing the learning cycle. And last is number 13 and has to do with providing learners with both knowable and unknowable rewards. Let's get into that further. This is our tutorial or explanation of the different high scores. First is number 6, which has to do with feedback. Part of my role in Extension is that I work with Head Start or early learning centers across Bullitt County. One of the most helpful tools with working with those kids is giving feedback. They love knowing when they're doing well because they get excited, but it also is important to let them know, especially at this young age, if they're not quite right about something, to help them adjust their thinking and make those changes. The challenge with this is definitely getting students to be willing and open to listen to that feedback. They need to learn that it's not always going to be negative, and overall it is to help them. The next high score was number 9. This had to do with teamwork and community building. This is a big deal with my current job because of the main club that I work with in Extension, which is called Homemakers. They usually are older women who come together and work on crafts, cooking, and just have social time. They might come to teach one another how to do a certain activity, to share what they know, or just spend time together. Collaboration and teamwork is something that everyone will have to do in pretty much any role they have. The challenge with this is that not everyone we have to work with we like, which is just one more reason to incorporate it and to help learners practice those skills. Next is number 13, allowing students to know that there are both known and unknown rewards. This is a big deal again with the Head Start kids because there are some days where they are really with it and locked in and other days where they just aren't. Students know and are reminded at the end of each lesson that they can earn a reward for trying a new food that I bring. However, on days when classes as a whole are struggling to focus, I also reward the students who are still actively participating, asking questions, or paying attention with an unknowable reward. This helps encourage all students to stay engaged. Last is number 16 and has to do with meeting learners where they're at and recognizing that not every learner will come to you with the same background knowledge or experiences. Some groups you might have to review more, some less, but you don't need to beat a dead horse. If a group already has the knowledge, let them move on to practice or even apply that knowledge if they're ready, while others might need to spend more time in that knowledge part of the learning cycle. The challenge with this, especially as I'm only in a classroom once a month, is needing to be able to stay on my toes and actively readjust the activity as needed while actively teaching it. All right, that is it. Thank you for watching and joining me talking about these best practices. Have a great day.